Well, it's all right now because anything you do.
I don't always like videos, but when I do, I always prefer Crypto. Trade wisely, my friends.
Gary was a man who thought he could rule crypto, sharing at the SEC.
You lock what you see. Then please subscribe, eh? And if you like what I do, then smash that like button too.
Are you trying to find financial freedom by trading and investing in them there cryptocurrencies? But are you having a hard time being profitable and making them winning trades? Well, you can get all that knowledge and a whole lot more just by watching the Crypto Chart School playlist over here at the Road Dog Crypto channel. You just go right down here where it says Chart School, you click that full playlist, and voila! They got all the knowledge right there.
Check, mic check, testing, 1 2 1 2. Monitor check. Check, monitor check. Check, 1 2 check. Let's turn that down just a little bit. What does this knob do?
It's a beautiful day in the crypto neighborhood. A lovely day for a crypto neighbor. Would you be mine? Won't you be my crypto neighbor?
Doesn't work to snap when I listen to the replay that's delayed.
Just pick up the phone and call me. I'll be there. Girl, let me show you. You're my one and only, like I told you. I'll be there. And if you get blue, I got the loving for you. Yeah. I'll be there. Your heartache, it kills me, but your loving, it thrills me. I'll be there.
I think there's somebody out there.
Whatever tomorrow may hold, I know you're the one for me, child. And when we're together, my love, you give me hope and a way to cope. Yeah, yeah. I'll be there. Ooh, I'll be there.
The market is green and it is red, like somebody just vomited on the street. How's everybody doing tonight? Who's in the house? Who have I got here? There's somebody here. I feel the disturbance in the force. We are not alone. There are others among us. And the market just don't care. How's everybody doing today? Oh, this hour looks a little bit rough. I'm on a particular watch list there. Let me come to the top 100. See, oh, ow! That breaks my little heart. But it kind of arouses me a little bit because there might be some good buying opportunities around here, depending on, of course, what Bitcoin does. 38 Nugent. I have no idea if I said that right, but hey, welcome to the show, man. Haven't seen you here. Kick back, make yourself at home. Let me do a quick mic check here. Give me just a second. Not too bad. I'm just not hearing. I need to turn the music down a little bit. The music's fine. It's my mic not picking me up as good. Let's try this out just a little bit. Don't want it to clip. I'm not happy with my sound tonight. .38 says, I see Naka at 0.28. Yes, and I'm hoping that sucker comes down so I can stock that baby up. So after reviewing that today and doing that video, I want this. Naka is kicking. I think it's got good potential, man. Let's take a look at Naka real quick before we dive into Bitcoin, which is, you see what it's doing. It's playing with us. Naka's being really strong, and honestly, here on the smaller time frames, it doesn't look very bearish to me. So I'm starting to wonder. There's a little bit of bearish divergence that's forming up here, so I do expect price to come down. So they're on their indicators there. So I would look. I may have to raise this, huh? I was doing this on the 4-hour. No, we got a good chance, but yeah, it could even raise it up. I think I got buy orders. Man, I've got them set through this whole range. I even think up to here about 25. I'm going to get to some of this. Because if you guys haven't seen the video I put out today, I like the pattern, man. Kind of a rounding shape. When you zoom out, it's more rounded. But definitely rounded bottoms and flat bottoms, they pump when they do. And this one just looked like a cool project, man. And I'm going to use this one as a long-term hold. Take profit, trade it around, cycle it around a little bit. But man, sucker got up to $6. It can get up to $3, right? Or more. We don't have to shoot for the moon, but even going at $3, that's a 10x from here. I'm all for that. And it looks yummy with that green dot there on the weekly. So yeah, Naka's definitely on my radar, and hopefully it won't get away from me like I&J did. I'm still trying to accumulate a bigger bag of I&J. But man, that is awesome. Everything just looks ready to shoot off. 50 moving, I'm on the 6-hour, but the 50 moving average is getting ready to cross the 200. That is a oh my gosh, the golden cross. Losing my words there, but I'm officially going to move this up, man. On the 6-hour here, I'm going to put it at 25 cents. That's where I'll put it at 25.5 cents as a good target zone to start accumulating. Should I buy around 25? I cannot tell you what to do, but I can tell you that I'm going to be buying around 25 because I think that's a good deal. So you have to make up your own mind in crypto, but for me, it works. So what I do is I just pyramid my buys. So I just stack them up. And it wouldn't even hurt to come do it all the way back down to the trend line, to be honest with you. There's a chance, if it gets rejected here, there's a chance it can come all the way back down here. So just stacking your big orders, smaller, just shrink them up, pyramid them up. Actually, you can even pyramid them up so small that you could even take a nibble now, just as long as when it comes back down, the bigger orders will kind of bring your average price down. And that's my gameplay. I want this one. I like that pattern. It's got a good measured move on it. Let me do a quick mic check again. Got a little bit of delay. That sounded okay though. I've got music with words on it, so let me know if that gets distracting. But I kind of like this. Kind of like her. Just get some cool sounds I like. But Naka, yeah, it is on the radar. Let's take a look at Bitcoin because it's playing funky. Now, the good thing, it's annoying when it does that. The good things I see about it is a couple of days ago we came down here to the bottom and we got the pin bottoms, right? That's a bottom pattern. That's a bottom candlestick pattern. Let's switch over here to the regular candles because it applies better really with them than it does on Heikinashi. Same thing, pin pattern. Switch back to my favorite candle because Christmas tree candles, they hurt my eyes. And you just get better information with Heikinashi candles. Smooths it out for you. Makes it easier to chart. I think it just makes you, I think it can make you a little bit more accurate. Oh, but Bitcoin kind of throwing us for a little loop here. Now, overall, my take on Bitcoin has not changed. Let me get to the right chart here. Still looking at this kind of bearish megaphone pattern that we came back up, retested, then we made a lower low. So, not liking that. Moving averages do not look so hot. 21 cross, or the 9, that's the green one, crossed the red one's 21. We're under the 50. Lost the 100. It's not looking good. Now we'll probably come back and retest this 100 area, so we could hit 27 again. Ichimoku Cloud looks a little tempting that there may be some more downward action to come. Now, will it come quick? Will it just kind of peter its way down there? I think it'll kind of peter its way down there, but I've got this parabolic line here, so I want to zoom out a little bit more, see what I've got going on there with that idea. We're still in a safe zone. So on your bigger time frames, like on your weekly, we're technically still in a safe zone. And it's still maintaining this parabolic move. So until we break that, I've still got hope. We're in the middle of this red Ichimoku cloud, which normally spits us out on the other side. It's really a good sign to be in the middle of the red cloud when we're going up. And especially to have this little sliver of green over here. To me, that's a good sign on the bigger time frames. But for the next few weeks, it's probably going to look a little bearish and look like we could just fall to the floor. And we could come back down to these areas of 2,500. I think I'm hoping, let me put it that way, I hope the wick is all we need. And it's fine to wick out of this pattern. I don't like it, but it's okay to do that. But the biggest thing that we want to hold is this yellow line, which is the 200 weekly moving average. We want to keep that. So I don't care if we dip below it a little bit, as long as it's a wick and we can close a weekly candle above it, we should be good. But there's some good signs here, especially with the cloud saying, hey, that could really be playing out. Now the line in the sand, to be on the safe side, and I've got this chart really cluttered. See if I can draw this. Go from down here, take that up, preferably to the candle bodies. Although, we could get the little red line. I think I've already done that, and I went all end to end. So my first line would be this white line, going candle body to candle body. Price crosses below that, good idea to get out. Definitely if it crosses below this red one going from wicks to wicks, that's the extent of the move, man. You can't go any further than that. I mean, price can, but you don't want to be in it if it does, and we're looking below 24/7, something like that. Good signal. If we lose that line, we're coming down lower. But not quite seeing that yet. Still seeing several different signs. We're looking at a lot of different patterns all here at once. The main one being this bullish megaphone, the secondary pattern being this falling channel that we're in, which has about a 70% chance to break to the upside. Have to review my statistics. It's in the 60s. So you're 64 or 68, pretty sure of it. And then also this orange line that I've got going there, and this top line kind of make a falling wedge pattern. A lot of people are looking at that too, and that's valid. You know, you got enough touches on all these patterns to be valid. The current one that I'm actually paying the most attention to, I mean, is this falling channel. It does have more touches than this falling wedge. I think it's a strong one. And it looks like we're rounding out. We're also respecting this trend line. We got a really, really good chance to fiddle around, and it's going to feel strange, but to just kind of round out a little bit and then, you know, maybe break out through this cloud. That's the hopeful situation. Striga's in the house. Hey, we got Moo Man in here too. Late night charts. Let's do this. Hey, yeah. The music's trippy, man. I like the music. She's got that song on here. I think I've got it on here. It's called I Like It Dirty. I don't know. It's just really catchy. But I tell you what, on the daily, man, the indicators are looking kind of bearish right there. So daily doesn't look too hot. Daily does not look hot at all. But the weekly, I'm liking that. I'm liking what I see on the weekly. The monthly is getting a little tired, though. That's a little disturbing. Monthly is starting to show... oh, Lord. Now, what did I just do there? Don't do that. Backed it up. Good. I don't like how this is kind of curving over. I don't like how that's curving over. So this is the monthly. All this negative stuff that we've had is starting to drag us down on the monthly. We could see something like that. I don't want to see that. So I'm watching that carefully. And I watch it by paying a little bit closer attention to the 2 week, which is starting to get week 2. The weekly, well, crap. Don't make me change my tune. This is a lagging indicator, but I have a lot of respect for the MACD when it crosses on the weekly, because I paid the price by ignoring it when it was over here, when Bitcoin was like right at $66,000. Oh no, I know it's crossing, but maybe it'll go back up. No, when it crosses, it's not good. Don't fall for it. It will trick you. So, weekly's starting to make me concerned a little bit. But still, I mean, there are still some bullish signs. So, I mean, we still got this parabola. Did wick below it. In the middle of this red cloud. I mean, we can drop in this cloud, but is it possible to come back down and retest these areas about 23.5? It could. If we lose the support here. Then again, this line in the sand, that's what I'm looking at. Now, if that one breaks, that's where I'm going to really get, that's when I really get concerned. But we could actually come back down to these areas. So, wow. Check some of these other time frames. 5-day, I mean, it's showing some decent signs. 3 days looking not bad. Money flow is starting to come down just a little bit, but not terrible. But seeing that on the weekly, now I guess I missed that MACD on the weekly. That's worth taking. That's worth peeping out right there. Gotta watch this little guy. And I zoom in, and there's already a cross there. Right there. That's official. So that I find that concerning. So let's go to a clearer chart. That is not any clearer. I don't want to erase that. I want to keep that, but I need a chart, man. I need a chart I can look at. This one's not as bad. Where's this Bitcoin at Coinbase? Oh, that's reputable. So here, when we zoom out, we can see this a little bit better, and this is bullish. We got an inverted head and shoulders pattern, and I'm on the weekly here. Might even see it even clearer on the daily, but it does have a solid neckline. Coming up, getting a throwback or retest of this neckline area. That's how that normally works. So even though our MACD's got that cross on it, I mean, there's some signs here that it's a good area to catch a bounce. We're on the 200. That will be the tell sign. When we lose the 200 on the weekly, that's no bueno at all. So beyond the MACD, that would be a good place to make a decision. If we cross below that. But I'm also seeing the 21 on its way up. It's getting weaker. It's starting to curve a little bit. But these could, be a power punch, I guess, to give us some support there is what we can hope for. But as long as we can maintain this neckline area, and I mean, you could get technical and draw on your neckline on the candles. Now that's at 24,000. So technically, before we, worry about maybe trying to invalidate this pattern, it's a possibility, but I don't want to drop below that weekly. I mean, we've done it before, briefly, right over here. So, I mean, we could bounce us, beneath it and come right back up, and, that would fall right in line with this pattern we're looking at, but don't want to go through that. Who wants to go through that? Striker says, I see a bit of red going on. There's quite a bit of red going on. So here's my biggest fear that is not my biggest fear, but a concern, I guess, that's starting to shape up as a possibility. And it comes back to Bitcoin dominance. And we've talked about this before. And I'm starting to see in the bigger picture how a catalyst like this could happen. And it sucks, but it would actually be good for Bitcoin, but it would suck ass for altcoins. And that's when if everybody gets scared in altcoins and move that money to Bitcoin, dominance will come up, break that, flip that for support, dominance will go crazy, Bitcoin will go on a run, and altcoins are going to fall. And they will not outperform Bitcoin. And that's a concern that I have. And I get that a little bit. From Bitcoin's last run in the bull market. Because Bitcoin took off, remember? Right back here, Bitcoin just went on fire. And this was from October, but definitely December, January, all the way up through April, right? Bitcoin took off. I mean, alts were doing okay too, but they didn't outperform Bitcoin there. And let's bring up Bitcoin dominance. At that same time, wherefore did you go? That makes no sense for you to drop. That was an altcoin season right there. Am I out of my freaking mind? Okay. Ignore my rant. Apparently I'm on the flip-flop. During that time, correct myself, embarrassingly here, Bitcoin dominance was up and came all the way down to 40 by May 21, which is opposite of what I was just explaining. And that is April, May 21. So Bitcoin was going up and dominance was falling. So that was actually excellent for altcoins. And my memory is shot. But anyway, back to the scenario that I'm afraid of or concerned about is if Bitcoin dominance does, it gets heavy. That means the money will be coming into Bitcoin and leaving altcoins. I don't want to see that. None of us want to see that if we're in altcoins. So I'm looking at total 3, and this is just altcoins minus Ethereum. And we're in a falling wedge shape. Touches, makes it valid. And going through a retest there. Now, that part's hopeful. Stochastics being way down here on the ground is hopeful. Money flow needs to come up. There's a lot of things that need to start shaping up here. Stochastics can get stuck there for a little while, but I like this, how that just Ichimoku Cloud just kind of thinned out and it's still thick. Little sliver of green there would make me feel a lot better that we got a chance to go up. We're on the 200 moving average. We've lost it. That's not great on the weekly. Never great. There's a chance to come back up, but man, look at those moving averages right there. The 9's crossing over it. I don't like that. And the 50. That's not looking good to me. That's leaning some credence that the scenario where Bitcoin dominance will take off. That could happen. We'll get a real strong bounce here, but I've got to see more. I've got to see more from the bulls, man. MACD not looking hot for total 3. Not looking hot at all. So we could see some really good deals coming to altcoins. Question is, should we jump in or wait because they may be coming in a lot lower? So those are some ideas that we're going to have to start thinking about pretty soon. Strega says, "Wow, Jasmine keeps going down." Is it? I was wanting to get into that. It looked almost promising, but I'm having lots of second thoughts now with Jasmine. There was something about their tokens, I believe, and it's just weird. When I was looking at it, I'm not feeling as comfortable about it. So I think I've got like a really tiny thing on a margin play, but it's nothing major at all. I'm actually just kind of probably going to bail out if we get back up here around 7. It's not even a penny there, is it? But we've got to see where my break-even point is, and I may not play with this as much. But as far as the pattern goes, I mean, it's an around accumulation. Only the thing is, with this one, as many tokens as that one's got out there, man, this guy could accumulate for a while. I mean, literally, it could stay around these same prices and lower on into January or February of next year for another year. And that's not fun. Unless you can catch it like at the very lows. I mean, there's definitely still some profit if you can catch it at, say, where it was before. I mean, there's profit to be made, but the coming weeks. Not saying it's not tradable. I just don't know about me personally wanting to be in this for a long-term hold. Well, now the market perked up. I&J. Been looking at that one. Wanting to accumulate more of it, but I think it can come down lower. And let's see, on the weekly, we're kind of still in the safe zone. And let me take a look at this one. It's because we're in a bearish megaphone. I mean, that's clearly what it is here. Could stretch it all the way back here if we wanted. So these have a tendency to break to the downside, and I do have some targets there, but it depends if it breaks this trend line. Currently, I mean, technically, we got a breakout of a falling channel. Now that's bullish, and it went on its little trade up to 822. it could catch support here and just continue up, which I've got, a fair amount, a fair amount of this, but I really would like to go heavier at some lower prices. So if we do come down below $6, I'll definitely start reaccumulating more of this. But I'm not personally interested in buying it above $7 at all, and preferably below $6.50 if I can. But now, currently, I mean, aside from that pattern, I mean, you can break this down even further. We're kind of in a rising channel, which is bearish. So that's what I'm looking for. Maybe for it to actually drop down to $5.47, around $5. Things get really crazy with crypto, and Gensler starts attacking everything. We could see the weekly support around a little over $4. Don't want to see it, but we still got a minute till we get the halving, and then we still got to wait for 6 months for that halving to be felt and kick in. Crow, actually, did I get some of that? I think I snagged just a little bit of that on the Osmosis today with rewards or something. I like Crow. I hope that they don't get caught up in all the craziness that's going on this side of the pond. But been a minute since I looked at that sucker. And you did the 618. Clear this off just a little bit. Actually, since we got new data, whew. Well, it is back at its lows again. Now, personally, I think these prices are good for accumulating this. The question is there something going to happen to scare people and make them sell lower? And then we have to think about, well, the people in it would lose money because they didn't buy it any higher than they did, the price is now. So they'd be selling definitely at a loss there. That may dissuade some people. They do have a token burning mechanism. I remember reading about that a few weeks ago, and I like that. That made me want to take another look at it. But I've got one of their cards, and I don't have any at stake, so I'm trying to accumulate back up enough to stake. I remember when I first got in this, the card, they were talking about the card and everything, and I definitely wanted to get into it. It's about August 2020. Sent off that card. It took it almost 3 months to get to me. I was not happy about that. And I bought it at 18 cents, and then the price started coming down to 6, and I think down to 4 cents. And it's like it just stayed there. Yeah, it was right over here. So yeah, it came down, and it just stayed. Oh, I got so pissed. I felt like I was taken. So that low number, it did reach 4 cents, 4.6. What does it say up there? Low is, am I on it? Yeah, I'm getting a hard read, but it just went right under 5. That was not fun for me. That was like I had to spend like $1,800 and watch it drop down to like $400 or something. I was pissed for a long time at crypto.com, but then I got over it when it started getting up. And I did not sell when it got up high because I thought it was going to be locked for 21 days. I didn't know that it already counted, and I could just sold it instantly. So I was able to sell in profit, but I wasn't able to catch that top because I just thought it was staked. So maybe double bottom territory. It's still got a little bit lower. You could still drop. Really don't want to see it go below that last bottom, but I just think this one's going to be in a slow accumulation for a little while. Is it a bad idea to accumulate? I don't think so, especially if you use the platform and you know, use the cards and things. And they have their own DeFi and everything too. It's just going to go through accumulation and probably a lengthy one. Let's see. I think the best way to do that is to line up those two ends and shrink it until you get your touches, and we can get 2 touches. And again, timeline on this, if you can want to try to bank on that, be somewhere right around January. So another year of just slow, crazy sideways. And here's an instance where stochastics were down like they are now. And that started November. Well, until January when we started getting our pump. That's 2 months of just sideways and down. Not fun. And looks like, you know, we could have another couple months. Maybe it was sell in May and walk away. Maybe it was, at least for altcoins. But they are coming back to some. I mean, you know, you can't dispute that in the past these have been excellent times to accumulate at these prices on this and a lot of altcoins. So for the investors out there, you know, this is another one of those great dollar cost average times of the cycle. And DCA is a very good strategy on if you pick some good projects with a good history, good tokenomics, something that actually does something. Let's take a look at Crow, see if anything has changed. This is Nakamoto. Well, if you saw the video today, you know all about this stuff. I like the low coin supply on that. That's a big one to me. I don't like the coins that have huge coin supplies, man. That will slow them down and make them turtles. And Crow was one of those. It was a huge offender of that. And it still has a ton of them. 30 billion. At least most of them are out there. So they don't have hundreds of billions of these stored away like they used to. But there is. I did read something about another burn mechanism. I'll have to look into that. Market cap is 1.5 billion. That's pretty dang huge. But for me, for my accumulation idea on this, I'm just using rewards on Osmosis just to accumulate a little bit of some things. Sometimes I just like to accumulate Bitcoin over there. But Osmo, even that price is down, man. And let's take a look at that. Osmosis. When did that one come in? October 22. I need some better price history here. It didn't really go to the main. It was just available on the Osmosis DEX itself for the longest time, and you could do your transactions without it because there's no gas fee. They waived it for so long. Now there is a very tiny gas fee. Cost you have to have some Osmosis to use that now. There we go. Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to see. Yeah, $9. Actually, it got up to like $12. That was before they started falling in here. It got up high. When it first came out, it was averaging about, I think, $3 or $4 when the airdrop came out. Oh man. Love that airdrop. That was a game. That was, yeah. that was just awesome. Free money that you could put to work to make more free money, and then you got more airdrops just because you had it. It was amazing. But definitely at a low. Now I've seen it drop down these prices before, but I can't remember the details. But after it first came out, it did. The $3 or something, but it did go through something. It dropped around $1, below $1 for a little while. I remember that. And then back in June last year, we visited about 70 cents. But wow, just to see it back down to 51, that's interesting for me. But without all the Atom FUD out there now being a alleged security, it's going to have a little bit of struggle there to come back up, I believe. Still, I get it every day, earn it every day. And when they first set out, man, the interest that they gave you when you pooled your things on the Osmosis DEX, man, it was seriously at 5,000%. Crazy. So I got in on that stuff early. I think I got in around when things were between 2,000 and 4,000% return, and it slowly came down over a few months. It was awesome. Hey, David Tolbrand. Well, you asked for Crow, so we looked at that. But hey, welcome to the show or the stream. Glad to have you here, man. No problem looking at it. Let's take a look at Mr. Atom. It looks like this little guy may head back to around $8 area. That is one of its key levels there. If I can find this should be a good chart for it. And see, we're already at 936 on Atom. This one, I have had some of this for a while and just have it staking. I don't trade it. I just stake it. And then there was a time, like I was saying, where airdrops were just falling all the time. I'm not aware of very many that have been generated lately. I try to keep up with that, but it's hard to chase them. And they're not as cool as they used to be either. They're starting to get a little bit wonky. But yeah, I do see it coming down at least here to, that's about 850. And I think these are great areas to accumulate this. If you get lucky and it comes back and dips back down to $5 or $6, I mean, for me, that's a good deal. This sucker got up there, right? $44. And I remember kicking myself for not buying it when it was around 7 and 8 right here. When the market fell between the two tops we had with Bitcoin, we had that little lull, and it was scary, man. And some other people in another live stream that I was watching, they were talking about buying some there, and I got a little bit, but I had more bought at a higher price, so it didn't, you know. I didn't have the funds at that time to go into it, and just watching it shoot up to $16 and stuff and double, I was like, ah, dummy. But I like the project. I really do. I like Cosmos, and I like their whole ecosystem, and I play around with that one a lot. Bumping back over here. Hex has just been a disappointment to me. But I still think dipping into this on the lows, I think that'll pay off. I mean, it has before in the past, and I'm willing to throw a few bucks in there, see what happens. Don't like seeing those bucks dwindle down, though. Not happy about that. As far as trading, I don't have much going on trading other than Bitcoin. And then some margin things, which I can't show because I don't have access on this computer to that KuCoin account. But they're just coins that I put on, usually about 5x leverage somewhere through there. And I can manage that pretty well. I get average somewhere around 3 to 5x on regular margin, not perpetuals, not doing perpetuals that way. Well, the hour looks pretty interesting. The daily's starting to look a little bit better on some of these. At least in the top 100. Better than where we started. XDC. That's one that's catching my interest too. And I'm not familiar. If I remember right, it was like something for content creators. And I thought I remember seeing it on the Zilliqa network. I think it got its start there, didn't it? Let me make sure I'm talking about the same thing here. Well, that doesn't look anything like content crap. Looks very interesting. Delegated proof of stake leverages the power of money. ISO 222. Man, I was pretty sure XDC was on Zilliqa. Let's see. It says Ethereum there. Okay, well, clearly I'm thinking about a different one. I'm not in on this yet, but looking at the charts, it looked promising. Let's look at the 37 billion. It's those kind of things with a $500 million market cap. So we're looking at Cardano range prices on this one, and Cardano price action, in my opinion, most likely on that one. Take a look at the chart there. Chart's not bad. Flipping this support resistance area, retesting that. That's promising. Caught a bounce there. That's good. Now if we can get across this one, that'd be more promising. Let's mark that little guy. And it's done it once. It can go right back and do it again. Green dot on the daily. Daily's looking good for XDC. It's above the 200 on the daily. Hey, it's got the green line. What's it doing on the weekly? It's not got enough information to tell me that yet. It is in the middle of the Ichimoku cloud, kind of like Bitcoin. It's got that little sliver of green on it. That's a good sign. I like that. Those are the targets I would definitely look at for this current move. It'd take it a while to get there, but those are it. So about 5.5 up to about 6.3 cents, looks like. And this is just going by the horizontal supports there. And this does come in with this area over here where it will definitely find resistance in these areas. So Fibonacci's do line up very well there. Basically in a rising channel, which is bearish overall, but it's getting ready to at least come up toward the top of it. So we could put, I'd go with this area right there. Support resistance slip right there. I think that'd be a perfect target. 4.59 cents right there. Where's this at? KuCoin. That's on the daily. See if there's a trade to be had there. 4 hour above the 200, always good. You can expect it to price at least come back and retest this 21. So that's about 3.3 cents, 3.4 cents, somewhere in that area. I'd target the bottom of this wick that's just right above that 200. And that's where I would look at putting a buy for that. In that zone anyway. It should come back and retest that. And what would that be as far as a trade? Possibly up to 35%. So 150 if you use 5x leverage. 300, 350 if you use 10x. There's a little something there. It's getting a little bounce off, so we should be headed toward the top. And could reach up to 5 cents there. Very well could. That'd be another good target. Wherever the top of the trend line is. Grizz is in the house. What's up, Grizz? Glad to have you here. We just hanging out. We just chilling. There we go. It's acting funny. This acting funny on me. You're not moving correctly. Finally got that watch list set up. So I put all the coins that have been moving over the year. I don't know if I went down to the... I think I did. I think I went through the whole thing. I know at least 800 and above. Collected all of those, put them into one watch list because those are the strong ones. When everything's down and those are the ones that were making moves, those are the ones that are worth watching. And just seeing which ones are bumping today. And that's actually how I came across Naka again. I've heard of that. But man, diving into that one today, I like the tokenomics from what I've seen so far. I think it's got good potential. And I'd like to find some more with that same potential. Let's look at Conflux. A lot of people have been asking about that. CFX. I haven't even marked on this one. That's good. I think I got the one on KuCoin. This is the one on Binance. And just your basic shapes there. And actually, yeah, I should probably start using that little tool. I never can find it. Let me find that little guy. Where are you, man? There's a channel tool on here, but I always forget to use it. Hey, is that you? Regression trend? It's acting weird. Okay, there we go. Oh, I don't think that's what I was looking for, but it sure did do it. It did it by itself. I didn't have to pull it down or anything. Let me find out TradingView's got AI working now. Make my job easier. That's a pretty cool tool. CFX is just looking a little bearish at the moment. We could find some support here at the bottom, about, a little 19.5 cents. Could be. Find some support in this area. And those are the next stops down. 8 cents, 13, and of course 19 if it can't get a bump up. That's just on the 4 hour. Check the daily. Daily? Oh, we're coming for that 200. That's going to happen. That's 18.6 cents right here in this 19 cent area. And that can still respect this trend line for the falling channel in there. So just another possible good place to buy as long as we hold that 200. This is nice on the weekly though. It's flagged out after making a little bottom there. And you could say we did a type of falling wedge. It's a very steep one. Lackluster breakout. But definitely flip this support resistance area right there. That's the important one right there at 19 cents. Stricker says, I never wasn't not cheered up. Awesome. You guys are awesome. See, we looked at Woo the last couple of streams. Ton is interesting. That's the open network. That's with Telegram app. And they're doing some cool stuff. I get notices over there about some cool stuff they're implementing. I don't think we can technically trade it without a VPN or something of that nature. But I do find that one interesting. I got up, what, 278? I think I first started covering it. It was about October, wasn't it? It was around Halloween. I remember doing the Halloween theme. So about $1.50, $1.60, I think it was through there when I first started covering. So it's made it full circle. Back to those prices. AGIX is oh, Dago. I'm gonna take a look at Dago. One I do want to take a look at is Ori Chain. That one took a little dive. That was a good run right there. Oh, if ooh, that was nice. I'd like to see that again. It'll take it a little while to get there. It is in my bargain area right now, so it's going to plan, basically. So Ori Chain got up to 478 at its top there, hung around $4 for a while. After being down to a low about 237, did not come down to the low I was hoping for. I was looking for this one. Hopefully it's not making its way down there. It could happen. So just extend this trend line out just a little bit there. Oh, it could happen. Usually price will come back and retest the breakout area. And it's already done that right here. And now we broke down below it. Maybe working on testing this bottom trend line. And, you know, that kind of sucks for a breakout of a falling wedge. But in that situation, it could be making this double bottom scenario. So, we could see 240 again. It's possible. Doesn't bother me because I like this project. There's not that many of these tokens out there, so. And I got them staking, and man, the rewards on that's good for a token, especially one there's not a lot of, right? And some of this weird price action can be attributed to this funky looking falling wedge that we've got. We were falling in there, got the bull trap. You can even redraw that. That actually does fit up. No, it doesn't fit up nice. It's just those two touches. I think that is actually accurate the way it was. But it's kind of weird when you get a peak and then you get kind of a subset or a secondary kind of pattern after that. Let's see if there's any other way we could have looked at that. Could have looked at it like that. That makes a lot of sense, actually. If it lines up here from the candle body touching to the wicks there, and then that was a support resistance flip, and it just rode that triangle all the way down, kind of like what we're thinking it might do with the whatever the other scenario that we had. And we could look at that. It very well could. I think it was like yeah, this thing. So we could get that same kind of deal. It's a lowrider. But that's just that's a man, snatch it up's what I'd say. You can see it's already run up to $10, $12, come down to $2. And take a look at AGIX. It's been struggling a little bit, still in the area that I was looking at. Seemed like it wouldn't get back there, right? But just takes a little time after they lose that parabolic move. And it may be doing the same thing. It may be trying to come back and get kind of a double bottom area there. It looks like I had a target there that it didn't reach either. And it has actually come below my targeted buy zone for right now. And the hope was that it would maintain this trend line and hopefully get a bounce up. That did not happen. Don't want to mislead anybody. This actually needs to be evaluated, because now we're at least have the chance to come down to here. Not saying necessarily that it will do that, or to come back down to this area at 22.8, 23 cents. That is very likely, and could double bottom there. Where you at, man? So looking for hopefully a double bottom scenario. If not, then down we come. And where could that be? Well, if that happens, I would move the buy zone down to here. I don't want to see that happen. And we're looking about, 18, 19 cents. Possible. If we don't double bottom, we could be looking at that. But on the weekly, I don't know if it's going to have enough strength to get down there. We'll have to see. It does line up very nicely with this area over here, though, so I'm not going to rule it out. Not going to rule it out, because this is a strong area. This is an area of support. And let's mark that lowest one there. 16.8. It could happen. It's like the markets are just feeling kind of bearish right now. We lost the 200 on that. Not crazy about that. Don't like it when that happens. I'm not shorting anything, though. Maybe I should be. Sometimes when I get something, it just drops a bit. Yeah, that commonly happens, especially spot trade. Well, it happens a lot on leverage too, doesn't it? It happens more often on leverage for me. It doesn't take very much to get into the red after you first put an order in on leverage, or perps especially. It's like they messing with me. I feel you. It does happen. There is a little give and take. So we just try to find good patterns and try to buy at the bottom of those patterns if we believe in it, and see if there's a move there. At least that's my strategy. But, very rarely having those perfect trades unless you're in a trend. Jump in that trend, and we're just not in a good, solid trend. But, think back to when Bitcoin was doing this. You could throw a rock at it and you're just going to make money. It didn't matter where you jumped in. You were going to be okay. And a lot of times it was hard to catch it. It just kept going. Wouldn't come and hit your limits. So those days are coming at some point. We will have that season again, and hopefully we keep our egos in check and not make many mistakes. Checking this list again. I'm still looking at this Pendle guy. I got to dive into that one. I hadn't had a chance to do it, but looks interesting to me. Velodrome. Finance. That's okay. I've got some of this, but I don't know if it was the one that I meant to buy or not. But it's not. It doesn't have a terrible chart. Looks. Well, if it's on this list, I guess I'm going to be doing all right. Oh, Dago. That was one I was wanting to take a look at. Now, the best I remember, Dago is a DeFi play that kind of had an old school look to it. I think I've used it before, or visited their site before, their decks before. See if it still looks like that. Yeah, Windows users, Dago. Yep. It's crazy looking. So Binance, interesting. Where is NFT market? I'm just trying to find like their swap thing. They have a stake. Don't they have a swap? I thought they had a swap. They don't have a swap. They got a stake. Okay, so you press something and look how it goes. It's cool. I think it's kind of neat. I think I got MetaMask. So I'm not going to hook it up. I rarely use MetaMask. I don't trust it. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to blind you. Let's go back to dark screen. So Dago, this guy got up to $33. $33. Has not hit its all-time low again. It's at $1.59. It got up to $33. 11, almost 12 million maximum supply. I like that. That's cool. Circulating supply is about half of that, 4.5.4. Market cap right now is 8 million. It's got some room. I can see how it could get 33 again. I do. So where are you now, Mr. Dago? Definitely in accumulation at a good place, I think. So $1.14. It's a good bottom area. Very bottom looked like it's about 84 cents there. And that area right now where we're testing, it's a good support area. If it can keep that, that would be very hopeful. Also on the trend line, good chance that this area will hold. Unless something crazy happens. Which something crazy seems to happen almost every day now. Oh, let's put you right there, right under there. Support resistance right there. So could see this one over weeks, over a couple of months, maybe get another wick up to 388. It had to look at this wick. As in November, had just a quick week where it went up to 652. And where was it? It was down to 147, where it is now. It just wicked up, did a quick 5x in 1 week. Or all that. So you might be able to set some targets a little higher on this one. If we lose this area, man, those wicked targets fit really perfect, really nicely with my fib levels right there. A little off, but basically it's a pretty decent lineup. So on this little guy, it's obviously going to be targeting that 100 moving average. It's going to slowly come over here. So top of the channel, somewhere around 385, somewhere through there. That's a good target on that one. Looks like it could, and if it does that, be making a nice head and shoulders pattern, inverted head and shoulders pattern. That would be cool, and I could see it propelling us back up to this, around this wick area. That could take 9 months to play out. But definitely one to put on the radar. This is one that has been up for the year. On the year. Oh, we got one that went down. I don't know if you're supposed to be on this list. Yeah, I think that one's on there by accident. So we looked at Naka, we looked at AGIX, haven't looked at Caspa. You know, I was looking into that one. And I like that it's a proof of work chain. I really wasn't familiar with it. Man, they got so many coins, though. That's the only thing that I really don't like about it. I got almost 18 billion total supply. I think there's more. I think the maximum supply is a little bit more. I was reading around about it today, but I can't quote it. Strega still looking at H-bar. We'll take a look at that. But Caspa being a layer 1, it's kind of get my interest here. So it's at what, 1.5 cent now? And when I see these big market caps, I just keep thinking about Stellar, XRP, Cardano, and just how lackluster that they move. But I am looking at Caspa. I'm starting to research a lot of projects to make sure that I've got some decent ones picked out for long-term holds, kind of adjusting, throwing some things around. Because when I was first doing my long-term holds, it was some of the basics, Cardano, Phantom, even the AGIX, DOT, some of those. And now I kind of want to extend my fingers a little bit. Let's take a look at H-Barrio. Megaphone pattern with partial decline. 'Tis what the note says. I don't see the megaphone pattern though. Was it that? Did I erase it? Anyway, on the weekly, well, at least it's not just getting started on this downward turn, so I am on the market cap. Dang it. Oh, that don't look like enough price action. Let's go Binance. If they still have it. Okay, I looked at this one before then. Chart got up to right around 58 cents by this chart. It was a penny there, 3 cents there. We haven't made it down to those lows yet. And that's just a little under 4 cents. 0.39 down to 0.36, that little zone. Looks like it wants to head that way. Is that the megaphone pattern I was talking about? Is it that? I mean, that would definitely play for a megaphone. That had to have been what that note was. Okay. Let's figure out this little measured move there. And that lines up pretty nicely with this area over here too. So I'm getting a measured move down to 4.4 cents. It's a possible place where you could be headed. It could go lower though. If that 100 crosses over that 200, could drive it even down further to 3.9. But at least my measured move comes in right there at this area. Let's go ahead and move that up just a little bit. 4.5 cents. Oh, that's tough. but it could be making a falling wedge here. But I mean, still, it can still come down here before it breaks out. Very possible it does that. Unless it catches support. It could catch support here too, because that's a good support area. Right over here. So that would be nice. And we've got a green dot on our daily indicator here. Could be making that partial decline right here. That would be nice. It's got potential to do that on the daily. Let's look at the weekly real quick. Weekly looks at a spot where it could start getting ready for something bigger. 4 hour. Are you getting ready to move, H-bar? There's a little bit of divergence there. Same there is on the momentum wave, and there it's not the strongest divergence, but it does count. Give us a little bit of lift there. So need to see it break above that trend line, and that's kind of another falling wedge. Unless you just want to look at it from right here being a descending triangle, but we don't want to look at it that way. Those suck. I don't like those. We like falling wedges and falling channels, so could technically be in a bearish megaphone too. That lines up pretty nice too. Touches there and touching the bottom candle line, and that does have a partial decline. That's a good sign for me. I like that. That's actually the pattern I'm going with. I'm not going to try to force that into a falling wedge. That fits really nice, and that's bullish. And if I remember correctly, that's about what forgetting my percentages on these, man. 55%, was it? I am going to have to revisit some of these patterns. My memory has not been working so great lately. I think I'm getting old. Getting some of that senility. And we're looking for an opening, broadening pattern. I think that's what he calls them. Or broadening patterns. Broadening wedge, a descending. Which is this guy. And he doesn't always give a percentage for an upward breakout on everything. So, unfortunately, we don't have that, to me, very important percentage. That's what made me turn to him in the first place. I was like, really? There's a percentage probability that they can break out to a certain side? Breakout is upward 72%. 72%. Right there. Breakout direction is upward 72%. We like it. And he says for the measure move, you go from the height. Sometimes he does these a little different. Well, he's the GOAT, so you can't call him wrong. But he'll take the measure from the A to B. Then we apply this multiplier. It is different from what most people do. Most people just draw a line. And we got an 83% chance of meeting that line. So let's play it his way. Down here, all the way to the bottom. And what we do, the easiest way is just take a Fibonacci. And we'll take that little sucker and move it up to 83. Should be right around here, guesstimate. So according to Thomas Bukowski, if this sucker breaks out, that's the measure move, 5.5 cents. And I like it. Now, when I was first trained on doing these, it was basically just taking a move of the width of the pattern. And then when you start studying Bukowski, you start learning some new cool tricks. And that measure move would take you up to, and it's valid to do that. But like I said, Bukowski is the GOAT, man. If you're going to learn from somebody who has a brain like his. Those nerdy engineer, software engineer types, retired when he's like 32, 35, somewhere through there from trading. I would listen to him. He probably knows a thing or two. But 5.5 cents, that would be nice. That's some hopium. That's some hopium. So, well, 14%. Better than coming down. So that's our hopium for H-bar, and I think it's going to play out. I think it's going to do it. And you know what? That actually comes up to right around our 1.27 area there. That's just something else to notice. A little confluence there about how all this stuff kind of meshes and works together. Chris says, ADA is my favorite stable coin. It is a stable coin. How is ADA doing, man? It's one of my bigger bags, but I've not been adding to it at all. I mean, it's just just let it stay, whatever. It's not one to trade, in my opinion. One to hold. Oh, look. Oh, really? 32 cents. Well, that news hit hard. Gary should be ashamed of himself. Oh, this chart is just a total mess. There was a mistaken thought that we were double bottoming or getting a rounded bottom there. Doesn't look so round from here. At the time, yeah, it could, but that was not. Can't be right all the time. When was that? July? Why would I be thinking that in July? Anyway. Much more clarity in time. So breakout of a falling wedge retest, that's good. And then kind of retesting that area too. So this area might hold. Right here. If it gets down to just a little over 30 cents, that might hold. It could hold, and then it could do something like this, and then boom. That's what it could do. Oh, man. It needs to get back above that 200 and stay there. Don't want to see that happen, but it could set up for that. That would be... that would make the SEC happy, I guess. So that's possible. And I'm just sitting here holding it and staking it. But I do think it's a good project. But it is slow as Christmas, slow as molasses, man. I remember buying this thing at 4 cents and shoving it on the wallet. It was like, gosh, I don't know. We've already went through several bull markets from that. Yeah, I think I finally got it out this last bull market and sold it for a little bit of something. But it was on there, so I forgot about it. It was just sitting there doing nothing. I just remember being really frustrated. Like, you guys got peer review papers on this? You're doing this right, man. You guys are going to take off. Oh, you guys are slow as Christmas. But I do like the tech. Guys, if you got anything you want me to take a look at, just shout it out. Give me a few minutes for that. But it is, we're at 12:30 now, or 12:20. Trying to get these things to stay around an hour. But you get carried away. It gets fun. I can get stuck in the charts really easy. But the wife, you know how they are.
Why do you stream so late? It's past your bedtime.
So I guess that's fun stuff. Man, I keep forgetting about my buttons to play with, man. I don't think I got anything new and cool over here yet, though. Oh. I do have a new favorite, though. It's where I'm looking for bottoms. We're just out here looking for a good bottom, too. Lost the next word I was going to say. Buy did not fit, right? That's not good. I don't like that. I mean, I like this. This is... Where's my mouse? The bottom is cool. It's a nice bottom. But with the Cardano losing, it just lost structure there. That is not good, man. Now that tells me something different. That tells me double bottom here at 24 cents. Yeah, I keep hitting the wrong button there. It's dark in here. So I got that measure move for Cardano. I'm not liking that. Cardano needs some help, man. I just see too many bearish scenarios that could likely pay out. That sets up perfectly for this to happen. Coming down here for support, coming back up here. That will act as resistance, push us down, make a true head and shoulders. Oh man, where would that take us? Oh. If that were to play out, 14-cent Cardano could be on the table. It's all speculation at this point. There's nothing here confirming this, but that could happen. I'm actually going to keep that there. Grizz asked for Sin. I like Sin. I haven't looked at that in a minute. It's been hanging around about 5.5 cents for a little while, and it probably will for a good minute, or in a range. Where'd you go, Sin? Sing. I've got mine off the exchanges. I got it on my Tangem wallet. Oh. That just reminded me. And I can't find crap here. Ah, there we go. We'll Sin down here in double bottom territory. Ooh, look at these moving averages over here. What are they trying to do? Don't have a bearish cross yet, but that 50's... No, I don't like that shape. I do like how the 100 is riding over that 200. That's cool. So maybe that'll put a little bit damper, put a little bit of a damper on that price action there. So falling channel or falling wedge, just dependent on how you draw your trend line there. They're both bullish to break to the upside. Conservative move would take us to this area. About 6.7. The Bukowski move would take us up to 7 cents. And usually after I do all that, well, no, it's still not a total good match there, is it? But that's his suggestion on doing that. What brings us back up to the 200 moving average, so right at 7 cents. I don't like that trend line doing that. What's it look like on the 4 hour? And that could work too. Not crazy about all this stuff. I mean, that would probably be the safest way to do it if you wanted to go to wicks. I usually like to go with bodies. You don't, but when it gets confusing, you know, those wicks are those outliers. When you go by the wicks, that's the extent of the parameter that's got to break a pass. So nothing wrong with that. So with all hope, it will stay around this price and just kind of triple bottom out or whatever it's going to be doing here in massive accumulation. I definitely don't see that as a bear flag or anything crazy like that. I mean, we can't go negative, so. And I don't think this project is going to zero. I think it's got good luck. Just long accumulation. And they'll have more land sales, and then we'll see some more spike stuff like that. That's how I'm playing it anyway. But I like it. Where are you, my man? So when I draw these, I like to line them up parallel. Oh, now I screwed that up. I like to keep the points parallel, just drag them out and see where things line up, because I think that gives me a better sense of when to gauge possibly how long this will take. So, you know, it's not written in stone. That's just the way that I'm doing it, experimenting around with this. Because technically you can take these and you can make them go wherever you want. And I just don't think that's... having a movable line like that, one that you can just make into any shape, doesn't really work for me. So I'm really hoping this bottom I'm hoping we'll get a bump up here. Because I would like to trade this a little bit more, cycle it around, but and build my bags a little bit bigger. But it's just in accumulation territory there. Trigger says, I'm just trying to let it be patient. And patience will pay out. Yeah, we're going to have to be patient right now with what's going on. Chris says, yes, I love the rounded bottoms. Peekaboo, rounded bottoms. Rounded bottoms pay the bills, what they say. My mentor says. Man, I can't see my bottom, man. Get that commercial off of there. You know what I'm... There we go. All right, guys, I'm going to call it a night. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much for your support. And
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
thought he's going to stick his thumb right up there. All right, you guys have a good night, man. And hopefully I'll either be streaming. I don't know about tomorrow night. I'm going to try to, but Saturday's the next one I definitely do have planned. Until next time, man. Hang in there, hang tight. It's a crazy market, but it's going to pay off. We're going to do good. All right, good night, guys. Gotta figure out how to do this music stuff.
Launch sequence activated.